I think there are two issues for the agents. So
Mhm.
number one, we have nothing to sell. And number two, we have no one to sell to.
Those leads, they're not your clients. Like they work with the whole market. Like multiple agents serve them. People, they're very easily taken to another side by promises. I think 3 times during this time, I didn't know how to pay my deal with it. Only value is something that will keep your client with you. People don't buy property. They don't buy agencies. They buy people who they can trust.
Hi everyone, this is GenieMap Portal, a new podcast series. Today it will be 3 of us. We will be talking about the market, about the life of the real estate agent, issues of real estate agents, maybe some cool cases, sweet cases of real estate agents, etc. And today we are having 2 guests. They are very, very experienced real estate agents from different companies, right? And I think you'll introduce yourself, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let me start. My name is Artem. I currently work in Core Realty. It's a community under the Interest Real Estate Company. And I'm in Dubai for a bit over 4 years now. 3 out of which, I mean,
Тебе видней. Yes.
cut this out. 3 out of which I work as a real estate broker. Yeah, I mean, had experience working in big corporate real estate agencies. Even experience working as a freelancer, which is, well, spoiler, it's impossible to work as a freelancer in Dubai. Yeah, and please.
My name's Lisa. Nice to be here. I've been in Dubai for over 10 years now, and I've been a real estate broker for, I would say, like around 5 years so far. Yeah, almost 5 years. It's been a quite journey. I've been doing so much things. I wasn't just an agent at some stage. I was actually implementing and establishing some of the real estate companies in Dubai as well. So
Wow.
I've been looking at the real estate market from both sides.
Wow, cool. 10 years, you say?
Yeah.
Really? 10 years. Cool. 5 of which is agencies and agents. Cool. So the main purpose of our podcast series, maybe you know, maybe you checked our previous episodes. The main purpose is to help agents and viewers to be more efficient in real estate market. So we are covering some issues which agents face or agencies, and what are these issues and how to avoid them. And maybe we'll be talking also about some cool cases, sweet cases, maybe some sweet deals of yours, and experience, your real estate experience. So maybe who'll be the first? My main
Yeah, it's all
At the
about you.
same
You just keep
level.
on talking.
Okay, so my first question to you will be, can you please give me the example of the most bad problem you had during your real estate career? The most disgusting issue you was facing during your career, if you had it. And if you have this case, please tell about it.
Lisa, anything comes up to your mind?
I don't know. I think at some stage, all of the brokers are facing some of the load downs. Like they are actually facing some number of issues. So it's not a one issue that I can name of. What I mean is sometimes when you're working and you think that you work hard, but some deals are just keep on sliding off. 1, 2, 3, and your mood becomes unstable as well. So you start to doubt yourself. I think every agent in their career path, they have come through this. And the most important thing is how you can establish your mindset and to keep on working and doing the same thing on a daily basis. Because to be honest, sometimes when you do cold calls, I'm not sure if you still do them. Sometimes I either do myself or I listen to my colleagues doing cold calls. You can be just like, people can just tell you, why are you calling me? Like
Yeah,
something like
I'm this
rude
kind
or
of
like
person, actually.
something. And you have to keep your mindset all along the day as a normal person and to try to, keep on doing the same thing. Because I don't think that anybody else in this industry or like in any other industry faces the same thing.
I want to hear some real case. So, for example, I'm an agent.
Mhm.
What tomorrow I will be a real estate agent. I will try to be a real estate agent. What problems will I face? For example, I will go and get my RERA card. I will get some skills. I will do some courses to be a beginner real estate agent. What problems will I face? Definitely will I face.
I think there are two issues for the agents. So,
Mhm.
number one, we have nothing to sell. And number two, we have no one to sell to.
I mean, we can wrap it up.
So, customers, you mean?
Yes.
So, how to find a customer? And how agencies and agents are finding the customers today? What do they do? Marketing or what? Websites?
That's an amazing question. I mean, everyone starts with it. That's why I decided to join this big size corporate agency, because they were giving leads. At the same time, we were trying with my partner to starting generate our own leads. I remember this funny case. I think it was like a Tinder date or something, and she stayed at my place. And then I'm like, oh wait, I have to work for a bit. It's a remote work. Don't worry, I'll be like done in an hour. And then I do the cold calling. And then after that, she asked me, what exactly is your job? Because all you do is you call people and ask them if they speak English. I'm like, that's the type of leads I started with. And then at a bigger agency, of course, they give you leads that respond, but it's always a hassle. And what I wanted to add to the majority of problems of an agent, like after you find the source of leads, is that those leads, they're not your clients. Like they work with the whole market. Like multiple agents serve them. 5, 7 is the bare minimum. And you end up yourself, entertaining them in any way, trying to find those combination of words or values so that they work with you, so that they respond to you. Because other agents are there also, and they're sending pretty much the same information. More of it, they're promising them better numbers. Like funny case, real case. It was already after my work in the big agency. I was starting to sell secondary properties. It was, I think, Park Field in Dubai Hills, 2-bedroom. It's now handed over, but then half a year back, it was still under construction. So that was the idea. That was the strategy. We buy something for 2.5 million, facing the park, 2-bedroom apartment, which real price is over 3 million, maybe 3.5 even. So, and the client is asking me, what if I buy it? What can I rent it for? I'm like, well, look, I analyze the real numbers through Property Monitor, so I rely solely on real transactions from Dubai Land Department, not the listings. And I tell him, look, it's 150, 160K, because that's the market. Like, and I rather he like exceed the expectations than I do not meet them. And he's like, because after you proposed this unit, I also spoke to another agent, and he promised me 200K. I'm like, oh, really? Then I promise you 250K. See, that's the problem. People, they're very easily taken to another side by promises. It's like when I was joining real estate, I never knew that I never could have imagined that it's such an emotional decision. Like just
For some
such
people,
a huge amount of money. How can it be an emotional decision? You have to think everything through. But then no, it's like you have a pool on your balcony. Wow. Let's buy it.
And in terms of this case, how to avoid it? If some other agent will tell me, like, you'll earn like 300, what should I do in this case? How I will earn the trust of the client? How I will ensure him to stay with me and trust me instead? Because there is always another agent who is telling me the better numbers, right? So what should I do?
Michael, let me start answering what I know, and then hopefully maybe Lisa can spill some light on this, because generally it's an open question. I don't think there is an answer to that. But across my experience and time working as a real estate agent, I just stopped working with them. So my position is to disqualify that client as soon as possible and not waste your time. You have to, eventually I discovered that only value is something that will keep your client with you. That's why they will return. And for me personally, I don't want clients for one-time sales. This is like sales itself in real estate. There are it's very hard to forecast something, let alone like rely on your future income because you don't know whether you'll close a deal or not. So the only thing I can do, I can create enough value for my clients so that when they buy something with me, they will return to me and then we buy something again or maybe sell something that we bought.
So lifetime value.
Yeah, so I would just, to wrap it up, I would say the main thing that helped me at one point, and it's actually another real case. I'll just quickly reveal it. It was a launch of North Line by Miraz in City Walk, the Central Park, the community. So it was one of the latest launches, and the prices were on the higher end. So one beds were like 2.2, 2.3 million, and but they're like 400 units, and Miraz states that there are 5,000 EOIs. Like not just people who say, hey, yeah, we would like. They're actually putting in some checks, like deposits.
The unit,
yeah, like 5,000 people, 400 units. You can get an impression that, wow, no matter what I buy, it's going to be like with high liquidity.
Was it true at the end of the day?
So what happens next? The representative from Miraz calls me during the day of launch, and she's like, look, we got you a amazing unit, like high floor towards the City Walk Plaza. So you're going to be looking above, unobstructed, 2.2 million. So the price is also kind of okay. We were expecting that to happen. So I quickly call my investor, Alex, and I ask him, look, just need your confirmation. The money is already in. We just need your go. And he asked me one simple question that helped me throughout my whole career afterwards. Artie, no worries. If you decide, I'm going in. But can you tell me one thing? Who are we going to sell it to? And this, like, I'm shivering right now saying this. This is like gold. I'm like, hang up the phone. I understand that it's up to me to decide whether we buy the unit or not. The representative is waiting my answer. So what I do, I instantly go to revise my knowledge about the community. Look at the secondary deals, the transactions, what's happening on the market. At that point, that was roughly, one and a half years ago, more, 1.5 years ago, maybe even 2. The prices of one beds and other buildings surrounding were like 1.85, 1.9. And we're buying 2.2. And I'm like, damn, I have no idea who we're going to sell it to. So I take a decision, a very hard, challenging decision, not to earn my commission, but to keep the client with me.
Was it a correct decision at the end of the day?
We don't know yet.
We know, I know. Solely this in February with this client, we had 3 deals. 1 purchase and 2 sales of projects that we bought before. So a total of like 15 around projects of units we bought with him since then.
So it was right to do.
He sees me as a person. People don't buy property. They don't buy agencies. They buy people who they can trust. Maybe you have some other thing to add on.
No, but I'm quite sure that you're right. Sometimes it's a challenge for a proper real estate agent to say to your client, no, we are not buying it. And to explain why it's not just because another agent has shared this information, but just because of the numbers, because of the supply, demand, location, whatever that is. But there must be a reason why this or that project is not suitable for this particular investor. In general, in real estate here, I do not believe that we have bad or good projects, but we have some projects that are not covering and solving issues for a particular investor. And they just have to look at this numbers and understand the whole situation as a full picture, because they see just a piece of it, but we see like the whole opportunity. As for the cases, I think I had similar clients. Like 80% of my investors are repetitive customers. So I barely work with someone new. But sometimes I do. It's a nice to, just to go there and just meet another people and just try to meet as many as possible and call as many as possible customers so that you will get the new leads and then you will get the new clients, customers who potentially might buy with you.
And get a higher commission.
Yes, and get a higher commission, obviously. But that's just a different um, different way of work and different way of thinking. Because when I'm creating a portfolio for investor, or when I'm selling a single unit to someone for like an end user, because obviously an end user will not gonna is not gonna buy with me for like 4 times a year or 10 times a year or whatever. They just want to buy their home. It's a different type of work. So when you're doing a portfolio for your investor, you definitely have to build up that strong reputation and strong relationship. And I had a story. I have a customer, like he's a friend of mine, to be honest, at this stage. He didn't talk to me over the phone after we closed 2 deals. So it was a purely WhatsApp conversation. He never even talked to me on the phone. So I was like, okay, I didn't believe at the time that it's possible, but it is. It's possible. It's quite possible. So we were like, and then I'm establishing like a whole portfolio for him. And then only after we closed 2 deals, and then after one of this property getting handed over and everything, at that time he started to talk to me over the phone. He was like, you know what, I didn't even think that we're gonna last for that long. And Lisa, you told me that yes, you build a long-term relationship, but I never believed it. Because, you know, like I know people, I know like blah blah blah, but then you have stayed throughout this journey. And for some reason he decided to exit the market in general because of like his personal issues, but that's a different story. He's planning to come back initially, but we successfully exited. And my point is, being a real estate agent is not only helping your client to buy, but also help your client to exit with a profit.
It's so easy to buy something in Dubai. No brainer. But to exit at the right time and
Yeah, I
get
was
them
told
actual
it's
profit,
much more difficult.
and then rely on net numbers, not gross ROI, like
Yes.
with all the expenses that the client faces, that's where the value comes from. And that's only reachable when you know from the start who are you going to sell it to.
Got
Yes,
it.
when you understand the full cycle.
So if I make a summary, it's much more precious to build a lifetime value with the client and try to help him at all his journey in real estate. Help to buy, help to sell, help to rent, and all other stuff, right? So lifetime value is more precious than just one-time deal, even if you earn more on this one-time deal.
Now, there is a catch in this. It sounds all nice and shiny, but guys, whoever is doing this case, I had this question in me for the first 2 years of being a broker. I was constantly asking, am I doing the right thing? I know I'm doing the right thing for them, but am I doing the right thing for myself? Because that's not generating me enough profit. Like, I'm stuck with very limited opportunities on the market.
Yeah, fair enough.
Whereas the 99% of other brokers are pitching everything else. And you know what? It does make sense. Like, just keep on going. First 2 years, I was struggling. Like, I was really hard. I think 3 times during this time, I didn't know how to pay my DIWA bill. But the core value within you, that's what those repetitive clients see. That's why they decide to come back. And guess what happens next? Referrals. You get referrals, their friends, like all their community, it just transitions to you.
So you'll become a guy they can trust too.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Cool.
I have a topic to discuss.
Okay.
Lisa, you're a user of GenieMap, right? I mean,
Yes.
like a software that shows you projects, new off-plan projects, developer information, and so on and so forth.
Launches. We have a
Launches
lot
and,
of
and
things.
many, many more. Yeah, I mean, you are.
Yes, I'm using it.
So that means you're selling off-plan.
Yes.
My question is, how are you doing that? Because when I look at off-plan today, that's like 20, 30% overpriced compared to secondary market.
I disagree. Totally
It
disagree.
depends on the area.
It depends on the project.
It does. But generally, most of the projects we're looking at, they are 20 to 30% more expensive at the start, at the launch, comparing to secondary properties already done, completed, that I can buy on the real market. And my question is, what other advantages do you see other than a payment plan?
That's a good question. So as I mentioned before, it depends on the investor and it depends on who is your buyer. whether he wants to get an apartment and live into it. In this case, he can actually use the mortgage and everything in case if he doesn't have the full liquidity. But then if your buyer is an investor and he doesn't need like actually a whole money to be invested, and he doesn't need his appreciation or whatever to be in immediate, like right now, then he can still wait. We on the real estate market in Dubai, I think we all forgot that real estate in general is a long-term perspective. We've seen the market moving so fast, and we've definitely forgot that it's a long-term investment. It's not a 1 year investment where you can earn 30, 50, 100%. I don't know, whatever the brokers are promising. I understand. I know where you are at this point, but we suppose not to be like we suppose not to treat real estate in this way. Real estate is something that family are actually inheriting or whatever over the world. It's not something that you can quickly flip and just make an easy money on. You still can do that in Dubai. That's true, and we are blessed with that at some stage. But let's look at the markets like in a long-term perspectives. In order for a secondary market to grow, actual transactions must happen. So a seller needs to sell his product to a new buyer. Then the time must go. Then he needs to sell. And then with the resale, so it's a longer term, with the resale, the market will grow. But off-plan, something is different. Something that...
It's not built. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not built. You're literally buying an opportunity. You're buying something that will be in the future and will be constructed. That's the reason why I work with developers who usually build communities and who are not just building a standalone building in the middle of the nowhere, but just they create this atmosphere. And if we look at the history of Dubai in general, that's how it's always been. We've never thought that the price will reach this point. When the price reached 2014 level a couple of years back, everybody was like, oh, that's it. The market is dying as of the moment. It's never going to be high again. I was like, guys, we don't know that. We didn't know that at the time. We can only look at the backside of the history and analyze the backside of the history. We don't know what's coming in the future. And if we match Dubai with, and if we compare Dubai with, how to stay serious.
You shouldn't.
Yeah. So my point is, if we match Dubai real estate with any other big and beautiful cities across the world, we are not even close to prices in Paris and New York and Moscow and anywhere. Name it. We are not even close to the point per square foot.
Can I?
Yeah, of course.
That's all sounds amazing. And I agree with the majority of it. But to me, I'll be absolutely straightforward.
Yeah.
It sounds like a lame excuse not to do your job even better. Because it's much easier to sell off-plan when you get a lead, you show him a shiny render, you lead him to the developer. The developer does everything. He signs the papers. You don't do anything, just wait for the commission. I mean, don't take me wrong. That's a way for many people, and I'm okay with it. Just that personally, what I discovered for myself, at one point, I'm like, but wait, there are those, which you mentioned, where you can flip, where you can add value by doing a renovation, where you can analyze more. But that all requires a huge tech stack. You need a lot of technologies. You need subscriptions. You need to dive, research. You need to compare. To me, that sounds like a huge hassle. I mean, not just sounds. It is a huge hassle.
It is. I don't believe in flipping on the secondary market yet. We are not at that stage yet.
See, that's the problem.
But that's true.
I don't believe.
Villas,
Why not?
100%.
Why not?
But apartments, for sure not. We're not at that stage of the market yet. We are too new to that.
Have you ever tried doing that?
Yes, I've done some calculations for that. I was not I was not convinced with numbers, and
Wait,
I
real
actually
flippings,
talked out
like doing a
secondary.
Yeah.
Doing the renovation and calculating the price and the cost for the renovation and etc. For villas and townhouses, where I see, actually, if you want to actually earn the money, that's what you need to sell. But but in general, townhouses and villas for flipping on the secondary market, maybe Apartments, 95% of that I doubt.
But that does not neglect the fact that we cannot neglect the fact that it happens on the market and people are earning money. I agree with you that
Do you have any cases? Real
Not
cases?
personally, because I don't deal with residential for innovation. I do with I deal with commercial
Well,
offices
that's a
mainly.
different. Yes, commercial is absolutely different market.
Yeah, I
If
have
we
a,
touch the ground, then everything that consists
Because
of
you don't have that
commercial.
much options with commercial than the like
Yes, with as a residential.
other residential apartments. Yeah.
absolutely,
Townhouses.
but again, options. We do have multiple options. If you look, for example, let's say take JLT and we take an average building. There are like 46 buildings total, and more than half of them are commercial.
Mhm.
In every building, if you look for rentals, you'll see like 70 to 90 vacant units available for rent. Is that a little to you? And same we see in Business Bay, TCOM, other places. Of course, now if we take Media City, DIFC, downtown like Emar Square, those are prime community. You'll see less options. But generally, you have a lot of stock available. What you need to do, I mean, that's my strategy. Like that's what I'm doing.
For commercial.
Yes,
Yes,
for commercial
yes.
offices, you need to add value. And then
That's
when
true.
there are very little good renovated, furnished
Yeah,
offices.
they do not. They
How
barely
much
exist.
will you
to be
add
honest.
with this renovation? I mean, like you'll make some renovation, but it won't like add like multiple percents on the rental. No, it's
Uh,
still an office or
I'll
something.
give you a real example. So let's say we buy something in JLT, which many people are like, oh, it's not mainland, I don't like it. But at the same time, a lot of companies rely on DMCC licenses. Like there are specific licenses, and
Yeah, yeah,
it's a
yeah.
closed community, and you get exempt from the 9% corporate tax. So there are multiple advantages of working there. And I think 25,000 plus companies are already registered. So that's a huge like number. Um, anyway, you buy, let's say, in a grade B building, something for 1,500 or yeah, something 1,300, 1,500 dirhams per square foot. That's your
Mhm,
purchase price.
mhm.
Then you invest 250 dirhams in the renovation cost.
Mhm.
Well, add on to that on your purchase price, you get the 4% DLD, the 2% or even
Yeah, yeah,
more
yeah.
commission, and the 5% VAT because it's applicable of VAT,
Mhm.
commercial properties. And then you get a outgoing price of nearly 2,000 dirhams per square foot.
Mhm.
That's what it cost you really to make. And then you look at the market and you can actually rent it out for 250 dirhams per square foot, which gives you like what, 12, 12.5% net
Approximately.
ROI after deducting the service charges. And if you look at the building average by the transactions, like what the offices are actually being rented for, it's like 90 dirhams per square foot. So here's an answer to your question. Average is 90 dirhams per square foot. And then after renovation, you can rent it out for 250. And then based on this, you sell it as a ready rental business for an
Mhm.
investor who is looking for a stable income. And the company is usually rent for like 3 to 5 years. So
Mhm.
it's very, like, it's a solid deal. And then you just reduce your 12.5% net that you're getting now
Mm.
to 8% net ROI for the new buyer. So you think about him, you include all the expenses he will bear, the VAT 5%, the DLD, the commissions, right? Even the trustee cost. You include all that and you give him 8% net. And
Mhm.
people are happy with that. And those like 3 or 4% that you convert, they end up into 30% on the flipping, 30% appreciation. Um, and if you find a vacant office to do renovation, you can flip it even less than in a year. So it's like 8 months, 30%. And that's
Mhm.
possible. I was first shocked that it's possible. I stopped like considering residential properties. But then we also have a resident, Pavel, in our community. He's flipping villas, like 20 million plus.
In which community?
Different. So Arabian Ranges is a nice one. Then
Mm.
Emirates Hills, Jumeirah Islands, all
Mm.
those, old one that the first ones, let's say,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
where the
The
space,
established ones.
yeah,
Mhm.
the established, and where the spaces are big, where you can actually put in some creativity into renovating them. And he shared some numbers with me. It is actually 20 to 30%.
Yes, for villas, townhouses, commercial, I completely agree. That might be a deal. With apartments, on the other hand, it's a very, very doubtable question.
It's less, but then when comparing to
Mhm.
what? If you're leading a person, give a. There's one investor from your side, and then he has two options.
Yeah.
First option is off plan, which will appreciate 15% in today's reality.
Yes, yes, yes.
15% in 4 years.
It depends on the project, but okay, let it be
Yeah.
even the mid-case
I
scenario.
have my own case.
Okay.
I recently bought a townhouse. I took a mortgage, bought a townhouse.
Where?
The Valley by MR.
Okay.
Yeah.
17 minutes to Business Bay.
Yeah, exactly. Wonderful community. I'm very happy, but
Really?
the
Okay.
price is was very high, and I bought it for 2.7.
Mhm.
But the owner of the unit, she told me that she bought it from MR at the start of the sales, like for 1.4. So if you ask me, it's a crazy numbers.
It
She
depends
earned
which
on 3
time
years.
periods we compare.
3 years, 3 or 4 years.
Probably
Yeah,
is
but
quite
3 years back from now.
Yes.
I'm talking about opportunities today. And today we have to understand that we're at all times high in terms of an average price per square foot. All the previous 5 years, the prices were, in my opinion, generated by the developers with every new project's 3 to 5% increase in price. That
Yes,
is-
but the market was growing back then. So, yeah, I understand. But my point is that she earned more than like 100% on this deal
True.
during the 3 years. So, she doesn't need to make a renovation or something to add some value. She just needs to buy and wait 3 years. That's all. Halas.
In 2022.
Yes.
But actually, if
But we're
we-
not there.
But no, it's actually a very interesting point. We have done the analysis for villas and townhouses communities across Dubai. We have taken as a good example for Dubai Hills because, to be honest, when Dubai Hills were sold from the developer, it was back in 2016 when I just arrived to Dubai. There was nothing. That area did not exist. Nothing was there. It was just purely desert. And I was just passing by on a bus, on a car, whatever. And I was just looking at this huge billboard that says nothing. And then all of a sudden, when they removed this billboard, I saw the whole area. I was like, oopsie. So that's what they were doing there. So that was funny. Now I live there. Now I feel that's one of the best communities in Dubai as of the moment for living perspectives in terms of
Agree,
the
totally agree.
location, greenery, malls, and etc., etc. And my point is, we were looking at those villas that were bought in 2016. Yes, looking at you, I know that you want to say that the market was different. The market is always different, but we don't know that at the time. We don't know it. It's our retrospective. So we look back, and that's when we can analyze. We don't know when it's going. And when people are trying to predict you exact numbers, exact anything, we can just rely on the data that we have in now situation. Let me just finish about the statistics. So all of the villas and townhouses, they tripled or even quadrupled the price. You can look at Maple, you can look at Sidra, apart from a couple
Even
of...
Palm Jumeirah, I had a conversation with one old agent. He told me that at the start of Palm Jumeirah, the prices was around $400,000 for the villa.
Yeah, nobody wants to buy it.
And he didn't buy it. And he says that
Yes.
it was the biggest mistake of his life.
Yes, that's true. It's true. And then if we look at that statistics, if we look at how much apartments appreciated, yes, some of them, they come close to double the price. But none of them tripled or quadrupled, So if we're looking at the long-term investment in a real estate, as we're supposed to take any real estate investment in general, obviously, townhouses and villas across the whole city will give you way more stable income appreciation. They will be with you for a longer period of time, yes, but they will give you that appreciation that you would want to have.
I would definitely agree that villas and townhouses are an amazing way to invest. Like in a proper community, again,
Yeah.
no doubt in that. I wanted to touch this topic of a black swan on the market. You know that the terminology, black swan, when
Yeah,
something
yeah.
unpredictable happens,
Mhm.
which changes the market in like, I believe something similar is happening right now, and the market is changing. But we also can look. Why I decided to mention that is because you said we don't know what's going to happen next, and maybe today the price that we're buying from the developer is actually a good one because look at the previous projects how they appreciate it.
Mhm.
But then again, I can say that object. I can say, look, you have all the tools in place to see what happened in 2009, what happened in 2012, 2015. Then COVID came 2020, and every time it was.
Yeah, that's okay for every market.
Yes, but then what also is kind of y- the same for all those times that they were always at a time all-time high
Mhm.
or almost all-time high. So I'm not saying it's not going to grow, and I wish it's going to grow. I believe Dubai has a huge future.
Yes,
I see.
prosperity is that where we
I
live
see
in.
myself here. I love it here. I want to be working here. I want the market to grow. I believe that Dubai proven itself that it knows how to deal with challenges. Like I have
Mhm.
no doubt. Even when my friends are like, "Don't you want to leave Dubai right now?" I'm like, "Go where?" I feel myself safer now than in a peaceful time somewhere in Europe.
Yeah, it's better to be here.
Absolutely, like no doubt in that. But again, like don't you analyze all those previous historical events and kind of like, okay, everything that I said is true,
Mhm.
but let's hold on or let's think what else we can do with a more like
Mhm.
maybe with secondary because secondary is definitely more like not cheaper but has lower prices right now for the same product.
It depends.
It's not the same.
It depends on the
It's
area.
not the same because I'm the real customer who was buying a unit for myself. I was trying to find options on the market. They are not the same.
Who was your broker?
Every off-plan project,
So who was your broker?
me myself,
Fight.
me myself. So anyway, every new project from a good developer like MR, Miras, etc., their new upcoming project is always better than the previous. So maybe it's more sense to buy an off plan, no?
You know, it depends. When
If you can wait, of course.
Yes, if you can. It depends on the location and in general the strategical point of this location. So if we know that there is something in that area upcoming that will definitely increase the price, and we know because that's how we analyze the past and that's how we actually measure whether the price will grow, depends on if we will add the mall in that area, if we will add the metro in that area. Some people believe that metro will add the price point anyways.
It will. We have the
We
numbers, we know.
yeah,
It will.
we will look.
When it comes.
Yes, then we look at what else to be there in that area. Is this area is establishing more commercial spaces? Is this area developed for residents or for tourists, and etc. When we analyze the area and we know the development plan, which lucky we are, we can look at that. We understand whether there are anything that will increase our price point, even if we are investing in the current situation in the current market and off plan. With secondary, it's actually more clear picture, but let's not forget that buildings are getting older and people love new buildings in Dubai, whether we like it or not, but they
Mhm.
prefer to live in a new building.
I know where we don't stick. We just have different types of clients.
But I do work with the secondary market. It's just I do work with secondary mostly not for the end users, but still for investors.
Mhm.
So, and that's actually my growing point. I think that every broker needs to touch that ground and needs to have this experience working with people who are actually looking for their home, not
Mhm.
for investment, not for flipping, not for earning money, not for ROI, whatever.
The place where they want to live in, right?
Yes. And that's a different experience from a broker perspective as well, because that comes to, oh, I like that. And then they always have a tendency to tell you that, no, we still look at the numbers. I'm like, no, you don't. I know that you don't. Well, anything that you look, anything but numbers, you look at that. So
Guys, for
Fair
all
point.
of you still there, looking at the numbers, I am here. I have food and water. Find me.
Well, cool. So I don't even know to recommend to the agents if they do secondary market or offline market. If you ask me personally, because I am the guy who wants to buy some unit to live in, and this is what I was doing. I really wanted to buy an off plan, but I couldn't wait. So I was trying to find something like freshly built, and some place where it was empty before me.
Michael,
No?
but by off plan here, you mean actually secondary?
It
but
was
under
actually
construction.
secondary, yes, because off plan it means under construction. Agents say off plan meaning it's a primary unit, but it's not always primary.
Yeah, so
It's
that's
off plan means under construction. So the property was not yet handed over. So
that's still secondary. And that's
Yes,
what
yes,
I mean
yes.
by
Yes.
secondary.
Second.
secondary,
Off-plan
yes, it
secondary.
was secondary, yes. But I wish I had money 3 years ago, and I was smart 3 years ago, and I bought it for 1.4, but not for 2.7.
Hopefully 3 years after we will be saying the same.
Yeah. Okay. Now we'll try to help new agents who are not very experienced. Your first touch with the client. Hello, I need a unit. I have this sum of money, etc., etc. What are your steps to help this customer? What are you doing in this like first touch with the client?
I wish they could actually address the questions like this. Hello, my name is. This is my money. This is, and this is what I want.
It is never like this, right?
And I
No.
swear I'm gonna buy with you.
Okay. And how it looks like? How it looks like? Your first touch with the client, usually, like average customer, how it looks like? Like, hello, I need something, or how? How it
I
looks
think
like?
we need to divide it into parts where agents are working with leads, and then how they receive leads. It's actually usually through the company, either through the marketing or website or like any
Oh, by the way,
Instagram and
it's a
etc.
good question. How do you receive the leads if it's not through the company? How?
network
Secret.
referrals.
Okay, got it. Okay. Average client is calling like, hello. What will happen next? How it sounds like?
Average client is not calling. You are calling the
Yes.
average client.
Okay, yeah, okay. Good point. So you are calling to the average client. What will happen next? How it looks like usually in your work?
Continuing topic, yeah. We divide. There are, let's say, networking or referral clients who they know you because you were either recommended, either they already worked with you. So to those, you don't need to prove anything. They already trust you. Let's say on a certain level. So that's much easier, right? But for majority of us, we start with cold leads or hot leads. I don't know. They left a request, and the first thing we have to pay attention to is the speed of response. So I think there was a study before I worked in an IT company, and I read about some research on how fast I have to respond to a new lead. And it gives you like this graph that within 5 minutes, you have 80% chance of getting a response. Each next minute drops you to 15%. So it's not like you're just going down. It's like you're here, and then 5 minutes after, you're here. And slowly going down.
So as soon as you get a request from the customer, you should call ASAP.
Exactly. That's just how it works. So that's the first thing. You have the highest, because there are also other agents, not even like within the market. He's just, sitting on a toilet and just, pressing, leaving requests, inquiries on his Instagram.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to add. It's like, just imagine yourself as a client. So you're scrolling your Instagram, let's say your Facebook, or just website, or just Googling buy real estate in Dubai, whatever you do. You just more likely will not leave one request. You will leave 1, 2, 3, maybe 5. Maybe you will look at some renders and you will like the project that the ABZ company advertised, whatever.
Got it.
And then you just click on everything that you kind of liked due to some whatever factors, price, visual effects, whatever. And imagine that no one is calling you back. Like no one is actually calling you. So no one
nothing
gives
is happening.
Yeah, like no one cares about like, okay, you left a request, whatever. So, of course, those who actually address this inquiry fast, as you said, they will succeed because they attentively ready to reply. They are like there, they're present, and they're ready to assist the client.
They already have an advantage among other brokers. But then comes the, let's say, introduction and qualification process. And here where clients start judging you, how you approach them.
I always thought that the agent is judging client if you have the budget, if he is a serious
Definitely,
client.
he's qualifying. But I mean, the client is evaluating. At this point, it's hardly a sale. You're selling yourself. Like,
Yes.
you're presenting yourself. The client is evaluating what you're capable of, how you're approaching. Are you confident in what you're saying or not? And I was being hard at this point because I was trying to constantly, like, I come from an IT background, so I'm trying to reduce the small talks and instantly go to the qualification process. Okay, what are your needs? What's your budget?
software
Who
is
takes the
fair enough.
decision? What's the time frame for the decision? It just doesn't work that way.
We know all these questions, but it's important to ask them. It's important to understand who your client is, but it doesn't happen on the first call. Mostly, I mean,
you just like my superior. He was constantly listening to my calls at first, and he's like, "That's not the way to do it." I'm like, "No, that's the most efficient way to do it." He's like, "Look, just start asking. Have you been to Dubai before?" So it's these little questions that seem to be not connected to the sales process that actually give you the proper qualification of the client. Like, have you been to Dubai? By the way, what's your source of work? What do you do for life? Okay, and how did you come across this idea of investing in Dubai? Like, is your family somehow impacting that? Is that for them or is that your choice? So we're like, oh, and how many kids do you have? I just went to school. So here, like a lot of brokers, we know it. We just start inventing stuff. If you didn't have a cat, now you suddenly have a cat because your client has a cat. Or if you had 0 children, now you have the exact amount of children of the same age as the client. What a coincidence. But it's these little things that kind of create attachment to the client in the moment. Then when you do the establish the report, then he becomes open for more. And even the question, the budget, right? You don't have to ask him at the end about the budget. You just have to understand his quality of life. Like, oh, and what do you drive? I have a Maserati. Okay, I don't have a Maserati, but I can imagine one. Like, he's like, oh, no, I hate Maserati. Like, I'm a BMW guy. Okay, and
Okay. Hang up the phone.
Oh, that's a studio in JVC. No, I'm not going to work with that. Where he's going for leisure with his family, like, is it the Maldives or is it Sochi or is it like something else? Like, these little questions, they allow you to make a proper understanding of the client before even he answers the like straightforward questions.
So just a small talk to be familiar with each other,
It's
right?
always
to
like
know
that.
each other.
And I would emphasize, don't be afraid of losing him at this point. Like, really, don't be afraid. Yes, you're going to lose a lot of them, but that means that most likely he already took the decision to work with someone else because of some certain preferences. You're not a $100 bill to be liked by everyone. Like, let's face it. You're a particular person. You just have to find your own client with whom you can establish a proper rapport.
and also sometimes we forget that it's important to explain who you are, to give a little bit of knowledge of what you do, what your specialty is, like what are you focusing on in the market, and naturally try to mention that in the conversation because people do not know. You assume that they will understand, but they will not unless you actually say it. And you better say it the way you want it to sound rather than making an assumptions. So yes, you have to present yourself. I had a colleague and he was fantastic at this, to be honest. I still need to masterpiece this skill. So he was actually calling on the first call. He was like, look, this is who I am. I've been working on this market for this, that. I've been doing this. My last unit sold this much. So I'm like, and I was like, oh my God, who's buying from him? But they do because they feel powered by a powered person. and that's how he present
Authority.
himself. Yes. So his method of selling is a little bit different, obviously, than mine, but it works. So try different
You
scenarios.
ask me, it's less friendly. Sounds like less friendly. Look, I'm very experienced. You can trust me. Let's
That's a
go
huge
ahead.
mistake in real estate. You don't have to be a friend of your client. Like it's not.
Why not? Why not?
It's not restricted. You can be, but you shouldn't be at first stage. Because if you become a friend, then you're similar like with girls or with boys, right? You're in the friend zone. He can wipe your legs against you. It's like, yo, bro, no offense, right? I'm gonna buy it with the other broker, right? Because we're good friends. Like you understand everything. You helped me a lot. Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes.
You
And
shouldn't
some
be the
people
friend.
actually take
That's
it
a huge
take it for
mistake.
granted. Yes. Some
Really?
people
At
first
yes,
stage.
Yes.
Later on, when you kind of establish the steps, when you show your value, no one's restricting you. Go ahead, get to know his family, his children, help him out with his like personal stuff in life. Like become friends. That's okay. I just came back from my own wedding in Thailand. I invited my investor, my core investor. He came to my wedding, not as my investor. I genuinely wanted to see him because he's my friend. We play sport together, paddle, volleyball. He invests with me. He works with other brokers. There's nothing better than that. I understand that. He just comes to me every time and he's like, what do you think about this offer? And I give him my genuine opinion.
As a friend.
Then he comes, then as a broker, experienced and a friend. That's why it's honest opinion. First of all, expertise. That's why he's asking me. Second of all, he knows that I will be honest because I'm his friend. And then every single contract F passes through me. Not any other. And I constantly, I'm like, look, we have to cross this out and we have to add this clause to protect yourself. This is what he values a lot. I even have his signature.
I'm quite sure that you have done a lot of deals with him directly as well. And that's how this relationship grew. So you first become like a professional, and after that you can become a friend.
Well, in that
It kind of happens in the
when we're talking about cold leads, yes. So this particular one, he came from, let's say, networking, because first we were
Nice.
playing volleyball. That's where we got
met
to
each
know
other.
each other. Yeah.
Nice.
But with leads, harder
yes,
to
yes.
become friends. And
It's a
maybe
little
you
bit
don't even
different.
need it. Because then later on, like you do a sale, you get your commission, and then he is expecting of you. Like you remember you promised me, like you put in the very excessive expectations that you're gonna handle him from A to Z, and then
For free.
that's the thing. They're
It's okay
expecting
to-
everything for free.
Yeah, it's okay to handle things, but there is it's a work. We should not forget that it's still work.
Yeah, very difficult to walk if you ask me, because me personally, I will never do it. Because I'm not this type of person, to be honest. I cannot do it. Software, yes, whatever you want, but sales, not sales guy at all. Okay, and one thing I want to ask, some bad cases you regret about. Did you had something in your career, something bad that happened? It learned, it teaches, have taught you a lot, maybe, but something you regret. Maybe some client you lost, maybe some false decision you made. For example, you told to a customer, look, invest here, we'll earn a lot of money, but you was wrong, something like this. Did you had something in your career, or you are always right all the time?
The biggest regret I have, and it's not a major one, it's nothing like super duper bad, but the client really wanted to invest in a project. I think it was Ellington project in Marjan Island when the whole hype
Rosalheima.
started, when it like 2.5 years back. And I was so desperate to sell at that point. I was just a starter. And I really wanted to sell. I really wanted to get some kind of a commission, like proof of concept that it works. The real estate, it's actually not a scam for a broker. So he's like, and he comes up on my phone and he's like, look, I did all the research and I already decided I want to buy this particular project. Like, and we were facing that situation because he wanted to buy directly from the developer. And I'm like, dude, look. The developer is not going to work with you just like me. Right? You should buy with me. Same price, same conditions, but with me. And I I don't say I regret that, but I often reckon that position where I was when I took that decision to sell something I
Mm.
wasn't sure of. And it's yet to be faced. Like when it's going to be delivered, I will stick to him, but I have no idea what I'm going to do with it.
Mhm.
I
It was
have
a
a
bad.
I have no idea. We will see. I mean, it might work, but honestly, the scale of the Marjan Island and the capacity of the Wynn Resort Casino
Mhm.
that is capable of handling of like visitors, there are too many offers on the market. Like I
Mm.
just don't see it meeting the demand.
Mhm.
Hopefully,
Got it.
Ellington is going to
Got
stand
it.
above.
Hope everything will be good.
Yeah, we don't know how the story ends, but I had a similar story, to be honest. And that's my genuine, if any investor comes across this video, please pray that your broker feels perfectly fine in this life, because only this way he or she can make the decision that is more important for you, not for
Not for
him
the
or her.
money.
Yes.
Mhm.
And I think that this market is still mostly led by brokers. So that's the reason why if you work with a broker who is like
Struggling.
yes, then you will be struggling more likely.
Mhm.
And I had the similar situation. I had the unit that was sold in very popular, actually, it was in our community, and I was blaming myself for I think about 3 years. I was like, "That's so expensive. I don't know what am I gonna do with this." My story ended up well enough. The person we received the keys, just like last week. The person liked the unit so much.
So he lives in or.
And no, she's planning to rent it out, but she's totally fine with everything. She's like,
Mm.
that's what I wanted. I'm like, perfect. So you never know. So do
No
not
regrets.
emphasize yet, please. But I know how it felt because I had the same situation. And the sad story was that I was initially offering her a very nice unit that we would sell incredibly good as of the moment. I offered her a city walk apartment, one bedroom at 1.5. I remember these prices, they
Central Park.
existed. Yes, 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 they
That's an
existed.
amazing price.
Mhm.
Incredible.
I still remember this situation, and she refused. She was like so afraid because she thought that the unit is on the low floor, that it might.
Mhm.
But that was a good unit, even though it was not on a super tall, high floor, whatever. The price was good, the unit was good, everything was perfect. She didn't go ahead.
2
So
million plus right now.
yes,
2.1, I
yes,
would even say.
that's my point. So
Mm.
you never know, but at the end of the day, as long as the person happy, that that's perfect.
Mhm.
That ended up well.
Cool. Cool. Got it. Let's try to make blitz advices to the agents. Maybe 3 or maybe 5 quick tips that for them, for the beginner agents, what to do to be successful. Okay, so I heard today that you shouldn't be friend with the customer, right? Because it can spoil in some point, right? What else can you say? So any advices, maybe?
Go ahead.
I'd say it's important to be consistent in what you do.
Mhm.
That's the number one. Regardless your mindset, regardless your mood, please just stay consistent.
Mhm.
Try to do same things every day, even if you work with cold database, if you work with leads, masterpiece your cold calling, masterpiece your market knowledge, and etc. So if you will be able to work with your mood, with your mindset, you will be able to achieve, because I think that's one of the hardest points at some stage.
By the way, what do you think about the cold callings?
No one likes them.
But you are okay with cold callings. It's strong stance to take, you know. Uh, it's really efficient, cold callings.
Yes and no. It depends. Sometimes I do cold calling when I have a client who wants to buy a particular unit, and I just have a list of clients that has it,
Mhm.
similar units, and I can call just because I want to have double deal from both sides,
Mhm.
and that's efficient.
Mhm. Mhm. Okay. Okay. So, your opinion about advices to the agents? What can you say? Again, for the beginners.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it will sound simply and funny. Find yourself. find what you like selling. So before selling to client, in order not to burn out, because the client always reads your mood, your vibe, what you feel. Like if you don't believe what you sell, then you're gonna hardly make a sale. So you have two ways. You either force yourself, like to explain yourself why it's good, whatever you're selling. Either you go on that hard path to find your strategy, what actually, ignites you. For me, it became commercial units, like offices. I like finding old offices, doing renovation, selling them. Because A, I see the added value I provide there, and B, I'm not just relying on the fortune of the market. I am actually selling a ready rental business with a ready tenant in place.
I
So
would
I
say
know my
you're also,
audience.
I would say that you also become very unique.
And that as well.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, just find whatever ignites you.
Got it. Okay. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you for your experience, for your opinion. It was pleasure to talk with you. Also, for you guys, for the viewers, please leave a comment below if you find it useful. What advices was the most useful for you? Maybe you disagree with something, and subscribe on GenieMap on the platform and this YouTube channel. Thank you very much.
Of the moment, I offered her a city walk apartment, one bedroom at 1.5. I remember these prices, they
Central Park.
existed. Yes, 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 they
That's an
existed.
amazing price.
Mhm.
Incredible.
I still remember the situation, and she refused. She was like so afraid because she thought that the unit is on the low floor, that it might. But that was a good unit, even though it was not on a super tall, high floor, whatever. The price was good. The unit was good. Everything was perfect. She didn't go ahead. So
2 million plus right now.
yes,
2.1, I
yes,
would even say.
that's my point. So you never know, but at the end of the day, as long as the person happy, that's perfect. That ended up well.
Cool. Got it. Let's try to make blitz advices to the agents. Maybe 3 or maybe 5 quick tips that for them, for the beginner agents. What to do to be successful. Okay, so I heard today that you shouldn't be friend with the customer, right? Because it can spoil in some point, right? What else can you say? So, any advices, maybe?
Go ahead.
I'd say it's important to be consistent in what you do.
Mhm.
That's the number one. Regardless your mindset, regardless your mood, please just stay consistent.
Mhm.
Try to do same things every day, even if you work with cold database, if you work with leads, masterpiece your cold calling, masterpiece your market knowledge, and etc. So if you will be able to work with your mood, with your mindset, you will be able to achieve. Because I think that's one of the hardest points at some stage.
By the way, what do you think about the cold callings?
No one likes them.
But you are okay with cold callings. It's strong stance to take, you know. It's really efficient, cold callings.
Yes and no. It depends. Sometimes I do cold calling when I have a client who wants to buy a particular unit, and I just have a list of clients that has it, similar units, and I can call just because I want to have double deal from both sides, and that's efficient.
Okay. Okay. So, your opinion about advices to the agents? What can you say? Again, for the beginners.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it will sound simply and funny. Find yourself. Find what you like selling. So before selling to client, in order not to burn out, because the client always reads your mood, your vibe, what you feel. Like if you don't believe what you sell, then you're gonna hardly make a sale. So you have two ways. You either force yourself, like to explain yourself why it's good, whatever you're selling. Either you go on that hard path to find your strategy, what actually, ignites you. For me, it became commercial units, like offices. I like finding old offices, doing renovation, selling them. Because A, I see the added value I provide there, and B, I'm not just relying on the fortune of the market. I am actually selling a ready rental business with a ready tenant in place. So I know my audience.
I would say that you also become very unique.
and that as well.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, just find whatever ignites you.
Got it. Okay. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you for your experience, for your opinion. It was pleasure to talk with you. Also, for you guys, for the viewers, please leave a comment below if you find it useful. What advices was the most useful for you? Maybe you disagree with something, and subscribe on GenieMap on the platform and this YouTube channel. Thank you very much.